If you're tired of stick drift and having to buy a new PlayStation controller every year, then the PlayStation DualSense Edge wireless controller may be perfect for you. But before you make that decision, go ahead and watch this video where I'm going to break down everything you need to know about this controller, from what you get to the good to the bad, and I'll even put a link in the description of this video to the controller if you want more details. So let's go ahead and dive in. So let's go ahead and start with the packaging and what you get. So the controller comes in a well-built carrying case that holds everything that you need. And then it has an opening in the back so you can go ahead and charge the controller while it's in the case, which is perfect when you're on the go. Then once you go ahead and open the actual case, you're gonna have a space at the top to be able to hold the charging cable for the remote. And then of course, you're going to go ahead and have the controller, which we'll get into in here in just a moment. And then you're gonna have the accessories like the paddles and the thumbsticks. Now, I really love that everything has a secure place in the case, which makes it easy when you're traveling. So now let's go ahead and jump into the Dual Edge controller. Of course, you have the same features as the standard PS5 controller with a lot of new features that actually surprised me. So how does it actually feel? So it is a little bit heavier than the standard PS5 controller, and it is a little bit bigger, but overall it does feel nice, and it does have these grips here on the handles for you to be able to utilize. And then of course you're gonna have the black and white buttons, which I like. And then on the center pad, it's gonna be black with a pattern of the controller icons like the square, triangle, circle, X, which I thought was a really nice touch. Now let's go ahead and get into some of the features that were added to the controller, starting with the actual triggers. So on the back of the controller, you now have these trigger sensitivities to be able to allow you to select how deep you want to push the L2 and the R2 trigger down before it translates in the game. So you're gonna have 3 levels to be able to go ahead and choose from. The top means that if you push it down the most, second a little bit less, and then the bottom is gonna be hardly need to push it. And that's where I like to go ahead and have it. So what it means is that when I press these triggers, it's gonna get them to respond a lot quicker, which in game can be the reason why you win a fight. Now, unfortunately, this feature is not for the L1 or the R1, but it's not really a big deal for me. Then right under that, you're gonna have these RB and LB slots that are going to be for the actual paddles. Now, I do wish that it did have 4 paddles, but after using the controller for a while, the 2 paddles feel pretty good. So in the carrying case, you're going to get 2 sets of paddles. I have the dome ones that I love to be able to utilize, and then you're going to have the standard paddles that are going to be the ones that you're going to be able to utilize. So you can choose which one you like, but like I said, for me, the domed ones feel the actual best. And then you're able to go ahead and map these back paddles to any button that you want based on the game that you're playing. Then you're gonna go ahead and get 3 sets of thumbsticks if you include the ones that come inside of the controller. And then you're able to choose them, and to be able to replace them, super easy. All you need to do is go ahead and pull up. That's gonna pull the thumbsticks off, and then you simply pop on the one that you want, and you literally push down on it. Then in the back of the controller, you're gonna have a button that's used to release the front faceplate, which is my favorite feature, and it's the one that's going to make you the happiest about this controller. So once you remove that, you're going to see here that you're going to have some levers on the side that you can go ahead and remove it. And then once you remove that, you simply slide out, and that's going to allow you to be able to go ahead and replace the module. So this is going to be the reason why you're not going to need to buy a new controller every time that you get stick drift, which this is going to be clutch. And then all you simply need to do is go ahead and pop it right back in, and then you go ahead and lock it. And then you're able to go ahead and just simply pop in the faceplate again, and then it's gonna lock it, and now you have pretty much a new controller once you change out that module. Now in the carrying case, you do get a charge lock. Now let me explain. Now I see where PlayStation was going with this. It's both good and bad. So the purpose of this is to make it so when you are charging the controller, so you place this in here, and when you're charging the controller, what it does is that when you connect it, it locks it in place. So it has a little lock, and then what it does is that if somebody comes and pulls or steps on the controller, it's not gonna pull off. But this can be bad because if the cable gets pulled, you can say bye-bye to your controller or the console. So I personally don't actually utilize it. And since we're talking about charging, let's talk about the battery life on this controller. It's pretty disappointing. So a full charge can last you about 3 to 4 hours if you don't change any of the light settings. Now, if you do dim the light on the controller to the lowest that it can go, you can get an extra like 1 to 2 hours, which is still not great, but I'm close enough to the console that it's not a big deal. Now, you don't just have to use the controller on the PS5. This is gonna work on an iPad or an iPhone and for your gaming on the computer. Now, if you are gonna use this on the computer to be able to play, you are gonna wanna download DXX from Steam to be able to customize the back panels. And then with DSX, you can use it even if you close Steam to be able to play other games on your PC. So overall, I'm happy with the controller. Is it perfect? No. Could it be better? Yes, but it does beat using the standard PS5 controller for me, and the replacement stick modules are a big W. So I hope this video helped, and if you want to learn how to start streaming to Twitch from your PS5, go ahead and watch this video right here where I show you how to do that. I'll see you guys in the next video.